Sagittarius, November energies are upon us. And what I keep hearing for you is don't overcommit. Let's have an aligned astro chat about it. Hello all, Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive, and welcome to your Transformational Tarot for November. Sagittarius, OMG, don't overcommit. That's kind of interesting. I'm very curious to see how that's going to play out for you. So I was called to pull cards for you guys today from the Crystal Visions Tarot. I apologize, I don't have a box for it. And then we're doing an overarching theme of the Divine Feather Messenger Oracle. This is by Alison DeNicola and David Shearer. So without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so we are going to pull a feather and sort of see what we got going on for you guys this month. Ooh, interesting. Ostrich, the choice is clear for you now. Follow the wisdom and truth you feel in your heart. Interesting. So, you know, the ostrich, we often think of the ostrich as like, don't bury your head in the sand, right? And I found out recently, actually, that that's not actually true. That's not how ostriches operate. It's kind of a myth, but whatever. We're going to go with the old adage. And so I definitely feel like that's what's coming up and coming through here is don't bury your head in the sand. Don't say yes to things that you really don't want to commit to. And don't say yes to everything. Don't overcommit because you need room in your life to follow the wisdom and truth that you feel in your heart. I do feel that there is going to be a big choice that comes up for you in this month. And I feel like it's going to be one of those choices that sets you on a new path. So this could be deciding to take a new job. This could be moving on from a relationship. This could be entering into a romantic relationship. This could be booking that trip that you've wanted to take for a really long time, for years, and you're finally like, yeah, no, now's the time and I'm going to do it. So I feel like not overcommitting is the message for you because you are going to have a choice to make and you need space in your life to make that happen. Now, if I recall, and I don't always remember what comes through in my readings, but I seem to recall that the last couple months, Sagittarius, you've been through the shit and you've felt a lot of stuff. You've had to navigate a lot of different things, like a lot of different things coming at you, projectile things coming at you. So I actually really kind of like this message for you because I feel like I'm seeing you kind of, coming into the light, coming out of the dark and into the light and feeling a little more like you have control over what is transpiring, or that there's a new opportunity that you've been trying to seek out for a while that now finally is showing itself. So this is you right now in your transformational journey. What part of you is shifting, rising, or dissolving? Yeah, I love this. So I definitely feel that what you're craving is the expansion, but I also feel like you've been kind of, what do they call that? Like you've been beached. It's like, I'm not saying you're a beached whale, by the way. I'm just saying you've been beached, right? Like there's all this expansion. There's the whole ocean in front of me, but for whatever reason, the tides brought me in, and now I'm just kind of waiting around until that big wave comes to where I can actually move myself, back into that expansion or into the new expansion that is arriving. I feel with this Three of Wands energy that you have felt kind of like not supported in all the ways that you wish that you could be supported. I don't know if that's necessarily like you haven't felt supported by your support system, or if the things that you've needed, you've not actually been able to kind of generate for yourself. But I'm definitely feeling this energy of like feeling a lack of support. I feel like you've been stepping in and doing the best that you can. And you need to acknowledge that for yourself. Yes, there is more that is coming, and what is coming is going to be fantastic. You don't have to worry about that. But I do feel that there are still some residual things that have transpired for you over the last couple of months that are needing to be reconciled, is the word I'm hearing. And that could be reconciled within yourself. That could be reconciled with another person. That could be reconciling from a financial perspective, but there's reconciliation that is being called for. And I feel like the universe isn't going to hand it to you on a silver platter. It's like you gotta say, yes, this is what I need to do, and help me do it. And then the universe is going to present to you what is required. So that feels really significant, really important. So I do feel that you're going to be dissolving and rising. That's kind of the energy of what I'm feeling you being in at this time. All right, this is the catalyst. What's fueling or hindering your transformation? Is this resistance or rocket fuel? Love it. So again, I was mentioning that I feel like something's coming this month that is going to be a new opportunity that kind of takes you in a different direction. I feel like that's what this Ace of Swords is representing. What's interesting about it is I'm really being drawn to the point, the tip of the sword going into one of the petals of the rose, like going under the surface. It almost looks like it's intentionally seeking out that particular layer of the rose. And I feel like this is source energy targeting a particular area for you that really needs to be pierced in order for it to open up. I'm hearing that this is something that has laid dormant within you. Now, each of you is very different. So this could be on an emotional, level or emotional scope. This could be in your work. This could be confidence levels. This could be relationship. So, see how it's applied in your life. See how it resonates with you in your life. But I want to say it's going to be a bit uncomfortable. I don't want to go as far as to say it's going to be painful. I would say it's going to be uncomfortable, and it's going to be like, ouch, like when you have to prick your finger to get a little thing of blood. It's not fun, but like the pain doesn't last forever and a day. Like once the pain is done, a couple of seconds, you're like, ow, and then it starts to heal, and then you might feel a little bruising the next day, but otherwise you're fine, right? And you can go on about your day and it's no big deal. So I kind of feel like something needs to be pierced open in order for you to become aware of it, for it to be seen in the light. And then it's going to be up to you to choose to work with it. And that's what I keep hearing, is you can choose to work with it or not. It's going to heal over. And if it heals over without you choosing to do something about it, okay, no harm, no foul. Just understand now that we pierced it open once. If you're not going to deal with it, then it's not going to be dealt with, and it's going to just remain dormant. Or actually, I shouldn't say that. It won't remain dormant. It's going to be there. So, if you don't deal with it, it's going to eventually deal with you. But it's totally your choice if you want to put it off or you want to deal with it now. And I really feel like with this Ace of Swords, of course, it's pure potential, right? It's the inspired thought. This is going to come up, and you're going to absolutely have choice to face it or not. I'm going to encourage you to lean in and face it, because what I keep seeing is like it could scab over, but it could also get infected. And it's kind of like the universe is doing it now on purpose. There's a reason. And I want to say, even though it's painful, this is like the least painful way. If you put it off, I feel like it's like you're kind of getting in your own way about it. But you absolutely have choice. It is potential, and potential is a nothing burger until you choose to, apply or move forward with it. So I'm definitely feeling a lot of that energy. I'm going to encourage you to say yes to whatever this is and do the exploration. You might even enjoy it, because I feel like it might be a bit of a break from kind of the day-to-day crap that you've been having to deal with. And even though it is uncomfortable, or maybe even a little bit painful or a little bit tender, it's kind of like a nice break from what you're used to. So I don't know. I feel like I feel like you can lean in, and it's gonna. We'll see what it reveals. We'll see what it shows. But I feel like it's all good. The deep root. What deep belief, wound, or soul contract is driving this transformation under the surface? King of Wands. Interesting. So, I mean, this is a you card. It's a you energy, right? We have the fire energy. So this is you right at home. But this is you feeling diminished. This is you feeling like you don't have the confidence to stand on your own. This is you feeling like you need to call in protection and support and call in the goon squad, because you are in over your head. You bit off more than you could chew. And I'm hearing red skies at night, sailors delight. Red skies at morning, sailors take warning. I'm feeling like this is the morning. This is you are feeling like you're not fully out of the woods yet, right? Like you're still in whatever this is, and you don't even know exactly why it's all happening. You just know that it's happening. You know that it's going to mean something, but you don't have enough confidence right now in yourself and in your understanding to be able to work confidently with it and feel like you can do that and stand on your own 2 feet. So really feeling here like when we talk about like the deep wound or the soul contract, I feel like this is a, kind of a wound situation that you are dealing with. I'm hearing that it stems from middle childhood. So I want to say like between 10 and 12 or 10 and 13, something where you branched out and you did something on your own. It was your inspiration. It was your creativity, and either someone crapped all over it, or what you did ended up causing pain or harm to somebody else that you didn't anticipate and you didn't plan for it. That wasn't your intention, but yet it happened. And I feel like whatever this is, it kind of like laid eggs. And now it's kind of permeating in your system in a subconscious way. And, there's nothing wrong with having support, having, the lion that's got your back, front, sides, bottom, and top. But I feel like the lesson here is that you don't always need somebody else to come in and rescue you or to save you or to keep you from, these horrible things. You want to be able to do that on your own. You want to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. So I feel like this is something that you're addressing. And this can come in all forms. It can be like right on the nose obvious, or it can be, in different relationships in your life that this is kind of playing out. But I feel like that's the wound that's being addressed. And I'm going to say to you, you absolutely can stand on your own 2 feet. But it's also okay. Every once in a while, we do need a leg up, a helping hand. Sometimes you don't bet on the house. The house always wins, right? Like, or bet on the house because the house always wins. However that works. I'm not a gambler, so take that for what it's worth. But I feel like it's okay that you're in a situation where you're needing to ask for help. And it's also okay to acknowledge that you're ready to be able to do things a little more independently. Let's put it that way. All right. What's dying away? What role, pattern, or identity has run its course? Interesting. So again, this protection and this support is a theme here. I feel like this card really represents security that comes from the persistence, the perseverance, the learning of a skill, the mastering of a skill. I often see this card as like the child who sits down and plunks his fingers on the keyboard for the first time, and oh my God, this makes noise and it's fun, and they're just doing all the whatever, and then they decide, oh, like, you can play a song with this. Well, I want to learn how to play that song, and so you take lessons, and you're not very good, and you only use one hand, and then you learn how to use 2 hands, and then a couple of years goes by and you're learning to incorporate the pedal, and and then 5 years later you are putting on a concert for a bunch of people that paid to see you and really enjoyed what they got. Like, there is that perfecting your craft energy. And when we talk about what's dying away, I feel like for you, it's almost like you're feeling like everything that you have or that you've worked for, that you've perfected, somehow is letting you down, or somehow it's not the thing that is required at this time. It's not what people need. It's not what people want. And of course, that's not true, but I feel like this is an encouragement to kind of, it's not about growing where you're planted as much as it's going where you are wanted, going where you feel included, where there's ease, there's effortlessness, there's flow. You're not having to convince people of who you are and what you have to offer. Instead, you're going into a place where they are open and inviting to what it is that you have to offer. And they're expressing gratitude for that. So I do feel like a little bit of a shift that's happening here. And what's dying away is, again, it's not that what you have to offer isn't good enough, or nobody wants it anymore. It's that it's on you to find the new place, the new location, the new people. And I don't want to say like everything's been easy, hunky-dory for you guys, but I do feel that for some of you, for most of you Sagittariuses, you've been able to hold your own. You've been able to kind of, set sail and navigate those waters pretty well, and facing whatever has come your way. And you're still standing and you're still smiling. Nothing has changed, but this feels like, it's almost like it feels like you feel defeated. But I want to say that's all dying away. And you're going to find this new place, this new group of people that appreciates your mastery, that appreciates your skill and the work and effort that it took to build up that skill, as well as appreciating what the skill itself brings to the group, brings to the table. Highest phoenix potential. What can rise from the ashes? What is your soul calling you toward? This is your breakthrough energy. Interesting. Honestly, like, this isn't what the card is about, but I feel like it's like peace. It's like the opportunity to kind of take a load off, and I know they're out in the cold, but I feel like I'm looking at them and I feel a sense of like peace or rest, or like they know that everything's going to be okay. They're just taking a minute to catch their breath, to catch in a little rest, because they see that there's something on the other side of this tree. They see that there's hope. They see that there's a new path, and they want to be well rested so that they can go there and feel good about it. I feel like that's kind of what the potential of all of this is shifting into a space and a place where you are not having to work as hard to be able to take advantage of what is available to you. So being able to take a rest, the analogy that I'm getting in my head here is like the pure joy of having the kind of job where you don't have to worry about taking vacation time, because it's built in, you can afford it, you've been paid for it, or you're going to be paid for it. And so you don't have to freak out or having PTO or sick time. Like, you're covered. Not everyone has that, but I feel like this is the analogy that I'm getting for you, is it's like, this is what's coming, is that job that gives you that freedom, where you're not having to work to the bone day in and day out, where you can take some time for yourself, and it doesn't have to be all work and no play. I also feel here like you are going to be sharing your experience with a lot of different people, and you're going to be kind of teaching them how to do this without a lot of fear or worry. And I feel like you have to kind of go through it and kind of create the path Like you have to walk that path without fear in order to understand, well, this is how I did it. Or in spite of fear, I guess is actually a better word for it. You might have the fear, but you're walking through it, right? And in the walking through and the staying in the high vibe frequency and seeking out new people and all that kind of stuff, on the other side of it, it's a great story and it's wisdom that you're going to be sharing with others, that those others are contracted to receive that from you, but those others are also extremely grateful. And this is all temporary too, by the way. Like, I feel like this is temporary because, and in like next month, by December, I feel like it's going to make sense to you why all of this happened. It's going to be so clear to you why all of this happened. And you might even feel a bit of gratitude around it because you're understanding the scope of it. But I definitely feel like soul contracts in terms of helping others to go through the same thing. And you're developing the instruction manual for it on how to do it. What's emerging just around the corner? What energy or experience is coming in to support the next phase? Interesting. We started with the Three of Wands. And I feel here like, just like what I was tapping into before, you're stepping into a new direction. And it's going to show up this month, and it's going to show up a bit unexpectedly, and it's going to be kind of a big deal. And it's something that you're going to have to make a kind of a quick split decision around. I think we talked about that. Yeah, choice is clear for you now. So towards the end of the month, or second half of the month, I should say, a direction that you weren't anticipating. It could be that you get the most incredible job and you've got to relocate. It could be that you meet the love of your life and you weren't expecting that. It could be that there is an estranged relationship with a family member that out of the blue they reach out and you guys are able to reconcile and like truly fully reconcile, where you both feel the healing that comes from that. But I feel like all of this is going to be about sort of that split second decision to say, yes, I'm going to lean into it, or no, I'm not. That Ace of Swords energy, being pierced, brings it all to the surface, and then you're going to be invited to dive into it. Interesting. Wow. Sages, I really kind of like this for you because I feel like it's addressing the kind of the shit sandwich that you've been in. It's acknowledging that there's still, some stuff that you're dealing with. But I really feel like a lot of hope around what we're seeing here, that you're going to be moving through this and you're stepping into something that's kind of like monumentally better than what you had before. So I like that for you. Your role in this process, how are you navigating this transformation? Are you resisting, flowing, grieving, or boldly rising? Here we have the Queen of Cups. I want to say you're up and down with your emotions. And I want to say this is like you kind of running away with yourself or getting caught up in something. Forgetting your grounding, forgetting your bearings, forgetting your roots. And I see some incidents happening that cause you to kind of spiral a little bit, but then I see you catching yourself. It's like as soon as you see what you're doing, or you recognize the feeling or the emotion that's coming up, it's like you do a checkup from the neck up and you're like, oh, I don't need to do this. I don't need to go into this space. I've made a decision and I'm confident in that decision. I'm finding people that enjoy my skill set and appreciate everything that I have to offer. I understand that the path that I am walking is because I'm going to be sharing my secrets to success through the path with others. And that is, in essence, the sole purpose of this, is because on the other side, I'm going to be helping others that wouldn't normally be able to help themselves. So the Queen of Cups energy, I feel like, is coming through because you're going to need to put a little more structure around how you're emotionally being swayed, how you're emotionally being pulled from one side to the other. And once you realize that you're being swayed and pulled from one side to the other, that realization allows you to say, oh, okay, so I go back to my roots. I go back to my grounding. I want to say the lotus flower, the roots go really deep into the marsh, into the water or the pond, like right down to the ground. And I feel like that's kind of what you're going to be doing is, yeah, you can be on the surface and you can do all of these things, understanding that, yeah, no, I'm absolutely rooted. These are rooted more deeply than the cat o' nine tails here. These are not going anywhere. It takes a lot to rip a lotus out, right? Like you have to go and like cut. You literally have to cut through the roots that are very strong. And it would be almost impossible to pull it out by the root. You'd have to go all the way down to the bottom and you'd have to dig to work through that system and pull all of that up in order to dislodge the entire lotus flower itself. So I feel like it's like just remembering your roots and then creating that, going back into that space, even though you're in the ocean of emotion, you're like the lotus flower, that you're like, okay, I can plant my roots anywhere. And I don't have to be swayed by all of this. I can put structure around how I'm feeling. How I'm feeling does not knock me off course. Circles of support. Who or what is influencing your transformation right now? And is it positive or negative? Ooh, another 9. Yeah. Whew. Okay. So interesting. I really feel like when I'm looking at this card for you guys, I'm feeling like this is kind of what you want to do with your mind. Like you want to just tune your mind out. You want to not, I don't mean don't listen to yourself. I mean, like, don't listen to the ego voice. Don't listen to the monkey mind energy. When the voices are talking, when the birds are squawking, go to sleep. Take a rest. Tune them out. I feel like there's almost like a reprogramming that's happening here. Maybe you're reprogramming your ego voice, your mind, mental energy, mental space. But this could also be that you are setting some boundaries with other people who maybe are flapping and yapping around you and, throwing you off balance and off course, maybe causing you a little bit of second guessing, that type of thing. You just literally don't listen to them. You go to sleep, you shut down. And I don't mean like shut down emotionally, like we're not talking unhealthy stuff here. I'm not talking about dissociation. But you just kind of tune it out and you go to sleep. Because when we sleep on something and we wake up, we typically feel better. It brings us more clarity and we heal when we sleep. So I'm really feeling like, if this is your circles of support, you're reprogramming and you're training the people who support you, including the inner voice and how the inner voice is going to support you moving forward. Interesting. Okay, hopes and fears. So, what are you dreaming of becoming and what scares you about actually doing it? Oh my God, I love it. So I have to tell you this, I think this has come up in 5 of the readings so far, and I've got 3 more to go. So there's definitely a collective energy here about the Fool's journey. But for you in particular, I feel like this is definitely your hope. You're looking for all of this shift and change to be the thing that gives you a little more stability, that gives you wings, that like takes you out past just, the near future. And I feel like if there's any fear involved here, I feel like it's in like misreading the signs, or you're worried that you're not getting it completely because you feel like maybe you're being influenced in different ways that you don't fully understand, or that you're not completely catching. But I mean, the Fool, the journey is begun, so if you're saying yes to the opportunity, then the Fool's journey has begun. So trust that the ball is rolling now. It's not going to stop. It's going, I don't want to say slowly. It's going at a pace that is workable for you. It's going at a pace that still gives you time to reconsider. And I think that's maybe what I'm getting here is, I don't want to say to you, don't reconsider, but I want to say to you, if you're starting to reconsider, ask yourself why. What is the influence that's causing you to reconsider? Is it someone else? Because I feel like this opportunity is showing up for you because it's here for you. And it is going to be that new start. It is going to be that thing that's better than what you had before, like way better than what you had before. It's the whole hog. It's the whole enchilada. It's the dream job, right? It's the deeply committed relationship. This is good. Like, this is good. So hopes and fears, I want to say, move through the fear. Acknowledge the fear and move through the fear, because the fear is only going to hold you back from something really freaking amazing. All right, the outcome of your transformation, if you stay on course here in November, who will you be on the other side of this journey? What is the result of embracing the full cycle of death and rebirth? Oh, I love it, the High Priestess. So regaining confidence in knowing your voice, knowing your inner guidance, and really tuning into your intuition. I'm also feeling here that I keep hearing like no more secrets. No more secrets. And I feel like this is tied to shame. So there may be something that is working through here where something gets drudged up. We talk about the Ace of Swords piercing something and stuff coming up to be looked at, examined, and healed. There's some shame in maybe you feeling like you couldn't stand on your own 2 feet. And now you are feeling very confident. Like, I'm supposed to be the king. I'm supposed to be the one that everyone can rely on. And now I'm the one who's having to rely on someone else. High Priestess comes in now to say, no, you got this. You got this. You are balanced. You are standing on your own 2 feet. And the moon is supporting you in all of that. So the moon is a powerful light, just like the sun. It's just powerful in a different way. And I feel like it's all about the intuitive space. You've been operating in your firelight. You've been operating in the sun for a long time. I feel like there's been a bit of burnout here, but you've also needed to seek a different path or seek a different grouping of people to support you in that journey. Definitely feeling that energy. I love that High Priestess for you. Also, it's a 2, which really indicates that choice energy. You had the 2 of Wands and you're having the 2 in the High Priestess as well. So a new path is definitely awaiting you at this time. Okay, Sagittarius, that is your transformational tarot reading for November. Wow. I got to say, pat yourself on the back, maybe even a double pat, because this has been intense, but you got it. You're getting there. And, I'm here to support you. If you need any help, feel free to click on the link below to book a session with me. Otherwise, I'm sending you lots of love and support, holding you up in the highest esteem. And until we see each other for another episode of Black Feather Couture, Divining a VIP Life, take care, transform well, and we'll see you on the flip side.